Hey, welcome back everyone. Happy New Year. Let's make this a safe, healthy, and lucky 2021. Now this is my first video for 2021, and I had promised to do a year in review video. We're going to do that, putting some work together on some templates and spreadsheets so I can really lay it out. If you watch the first 12 minutes of this video, you'll get a glimpse into how I did last year, and you'll also get a glimpse of what I'm going to talk about that March 2020. Get so many questions where people want me to talk about the worst month in recent stock market history. And I did pretty well, so check it out. But look, if you don't want to stick around for the motivation and inspiration, I get it. Go to about the 12-minute mark, and that's where I show all my premium members a red-hot possible covered call idea, one that I'm watching on a stock that I like for 2021. And if you really don't want to hang out and you just want to get straight to the trades, I think if you jump to the 18-minute mark, I'm going to show you four stocks for which I'm going to use $120,000 to buy, write covered calls, sell cash, secure puts. We are going to knock down 2021. I have a goal of $60,000. Of course, you know last year it was $55,000, and I made $110,000. I love the volatility in this stock market, and I think a lot of that is going to be the same this year. Hey, look, stick around. I know you're going to like this one. Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot covered call video. Well, hey, look, I've been saying that for the past 4.5 years, and it really is a red hot covered call video in John's world. I'll tell you what, I have been able to use the covered call strategy, the cash secure put strategy to generate real income on the table. We talk about this all the time. We need to generate income, and selling premium is the easiest way if you're asking John. If this is the first time you've ever been to my channel, you do need to understand we talk one investment strategy here. We talk about selling premium where we buy shares of a company we want to own, and we give somebody the right but not the obligation to take those shares away from us at a price we pick for a time frame we pick, meaning we're putting them on the spot to make a decision. If they want to take our shares away from us at that price I picked, they pay us a per share premium. That per share premium is the cash I put in my wallet. It's guaranteed because when somebody takes that trade, I get that money guaranteed. I talk about this all the time. The selling premium strategy has 3 outcomes. 2 of them we win. And I've been using this strategy for the past 4 and 5 years. And I'll tell you what, last year, 2020, was my biggest year ever. This is your moment. If you're out there watching YouTube videos, if you're seeing these Robinhood YouTubers making content for that YouTube money, just talking about stocks, how these are the 5 stocks you never sell. What I want you to do is this. I want you to stick with me for a couple videos, because what you're seeing here is a real covered call trader. I show you my trades. I document all of the money I make. I try to be as transparent as possible. I don't bring you content where I give you 3 stocks you never sell forever. Because look, had these YouTubers done that back with Enron, yeah, you would be broke, and they have no accountability. So for me, I look at it like I want to help you get off the bench and get in the game. So for 2021, I want to lay the groundwork as to what I do at this channel. I bring you trade ideas. I also show you trades so you get a little closer to it. I'm a guy just like you. I have a family. I work a 9 to 5. This is my passion, okay? I also like to inspire and motivate, okay? And I'm the guy in the mirror. I'm the guy that's going to challenge you to get in the game, get your experience so you can have this success, okay? That's what my mentor Jerry did for me. He challenged me. I stepped up, I learned it, I did it, and now I'm having experience. I've told you from the jump, man, I'm not a YouTube kiss-asser where I'm going to come here and beg you to come back so I get paid YouTube money. That's not what I do. What I want to do is show you a path to success. See, I know you're out there with your head in your hands, man. You need a little bit of hope. You need a little bit of motivation to get you in the game. That's all I do. That's all I do. I want you to be a part of my journey, which ultimately will be your journey, okay? Now, with that said, every single video is sponsored by my upgraded CTP Dashboard Premium membership. Now, the reason for that is over the past 5 years, I have developed tools and a membership for which people want to be a part of, okay? I don't bang you over the head or spam your email. I don't do any of that. You either want to be a part of what we're doing or not. What I do is let members see the world through my eyes. See, this is my passion. This is my excitement. So I show them what I'm watching, and if any of that interests you, you can further your research with all the email content I send. You know, when I show you my weekly email blog, where I might show you a cash secured put idea I'm thinking about, or a covered call idea, I'm actually thinking about doing that trade. Now, I get a lot of members that want me to not trade big stocks like Adobe and Nvidia, because that's what I do. I have a bankroll. I use the bankroll to generate income. But as we ended last year and we're moving into this year, a lot of people wanted me to talk about stocks that were under $100 because people with small ball accounts, like $10,000 accounts, they really want to get in the game. They can't afford an Adobe or an Nvidia because those stocks are trading for $500. You need at least 100 shares of an optionable stock to do anything we're talking about here. So that's my focus for 2021. We're going to talk about stocks that are trading in and around $100. Now, with that said, I got a lot of big ball players out there to come to my channel. They want to learn. They want to learn from me, man, probably the #1 YouTube covered call writer on the planet. I say that tongue in cheek, but what I'll tell you is this. Again, I preface this by saying if you're new to the channel, you don't know what I do. You don't know that I put up all this money. You don't know that all these trades I've done and I can prove. You don't know that I spend about 3 to 4 minutes of my videos always trying to motivate and inspire people to get in the game. And people who are in the game that need that little nudge to keep it going. That's why I do $1,000 weekly challenge with one stock. Now I'm going to do the 1 month $1,000 challenge for all you small ball players. And of course, I'm always going to do my dividend capture with cover call right, knocking it down with the big S&P type companies. So with that said, if you like anything you heard today and you want to be a part of it, I need you to subscribe to the channel. It's right there and it's free. And hey, look, if you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. All right, so I know what a lot of you are saying. I know what you're not doing, John. You're not bringing us a year in review video. You're not giving us anything with regards to that 1 month, $1,000 challenge. Now, you have to understand, man, I got so many spinning plates, and you do understand I trade, right? So look, that is coming. I wanted to get this video out today because I want to talk about what I'm doing with my $100,000 in free cash. I'll tell you what, man, I am jacked up, ready to go. But before we get there, I want to show you where I ended up to give you a little taste of that year in review video that I probably put together this weekend. So this year turned out to be a blowout year by all accounts. If you know my story, you know that I always set goals, right? I always set goals, man. If you don't set goals in life, you'll never be motivated to get there. I always want to better myself. I set goals, man. I stay motivated. So with that said, every year I have a goal. 2020, 55,000. It did not take very long with the volatility in the stock market and the mindset that I have about the stock market. And yes, if you've been a part of my channel or a part of my membership, you understand my mindset, okay? This is where hot, sexy, quick money is made in the stock market. If you're not in the stock market, chances are you're not going to have the ability to grow your wealth, okay? So we want to have a mindset My mindset is I want to have a goal. I want to achieve that goal. But I'll tell you what, in 2020, when they were literally throwing the baby out with the bath, I was able to have huge months. And a lot of people ask me, John, I love your videos, man, but how did you do in March? As if to ask the question, you're making all this money, but how did you do in March? Right there is how I did in March. I did not meet my goal of $2,500. My goal for each month is $2,500. So with that said, March 2020, when the pandemic hit, where everybody was literally afraid to do anything, I was still able to generate $1,500. Now I'll show that in my year in review video. So I need you to come back, subscribe to the channel so you know when I do that video. I'm going to show you a special segment of all of the March trades. And I'm going to show you how, with my mindset, with my understanding of this strategy of selling premium, I was able to make $1,500 in the worst month for decades. Okay, the market damn near fell 50%. So with that said, it was a phenomenal year. November, $22,000. I mean, are you kidding me? With a very modest goal of just generating an extra $2,500 in retirement. See, that's the plan here, right? I'm in retirement. I need to generate real income on the table. This is why I use this strategy. I wanted to make $2,500 extra dollars a month in retirement. Okay, now I'm not in retirement now, but you get the point. This year, I started January with $9,000. And what I'll tell you is this, I don't do much heavy lifting. I do the same trades that I did last year, the year before, and the year before. I'm telling you, when you get good at this, you get experience, you get comfortable, you can do it. Now, I'm not saying you can make $22,000 in November like I did. I mean, I am using some $225,000 as a bankroll for my selling premium. But here's the deal. If you use the strategy, you can have real success. And that's what I try to impress upon. One of the things I never talk about is this number right here, that $272,000. That is the total run. That's the total amount I've made. When I show you my website and I show you all of the money that I've made over the past 4 years, that is the total running tally. To say in 4 years I've made $250,000 through stock appreciation, covered call premium, dividend collection with this $225,000 portfolio, right? This portfolio's job is to sell premium, put money on the table, okay? So that blows my mind, $250,000. Now, I know those numbers are big. I told you earlier in the video that I use Adobe, I use NVIDIA, I use Microsoft. But with success, you can have these kind of results. Because remember, at the end of the day, you really want this result. You want your cash on cash results to be above the S&P 500. If you can do this annually, you are kicking ass. And I'll tell you, I've been able to do that. I know a lot of you out there say, look, dude, you're making 50% this year, like 25% last year. You should be a hedge fund. Why are you on YouTube, man? You be getting paid millions of dollars. Look, understand, I'm using my own money. I'm able to make all the decisions I do, whether good or bad. I don't have to answer to anyone. So please, pump the brakes on the whole idea that I should be a hedge fund manager because I'm knocking down these unattainable results. But they are attainable. Look, I understand. A lot of people are skeptical these days. YouTube is full of fake gurus, and I totally get it. And that's a good thing, right? Because you have your spidey senses up. You go out and do your research before you lay down any big bucks for some fake guru 3 trading patterns BS. Right? At the end of the day, we want to make good decisions. And if we do that, if we get our education, we learn this strategy, get our experience, I'll tell you what, you will have success and you will take your financial future in your own hands. And that is a very, powerful and motivating feeling. Let's go ahead and get to this now. I know a lot of you have said, look, man, you are wasting my time. I love it when you're disrespectful and rude in the comments. I always love deleting your comment and hiding you from the channel, right? I love that. You know, this channel is all about motivating and inspiring. So when you hit the dislike button and then say something like in the comments, this guy talks so much, yet he says nothing, man, love popping a beer and deleting your comment. Hey, I've been doing this long enough to know if you're truly interested, you're truly one of those people that will put in the time to better yourself, these motivational portions of my video jack you up, get you excited, and we move forward. Those that want to be disrespectful and rude and you don't have patience, bro, if you don't have patience, then you cannot do this strategy. Okay, I'm just going to tell you right now, if you don't have patience, move on. For those that are here, let's go ahead and get to the star to show what I'm going to do with my $100,000 in 2021. Now look, let's go ahead and get to it. Now look, let's go ahead and talk about this. I am excited. Just this morning, I sent out a "What is John watching? Seeing the world through my eyes" on GoodRx. GoodRx is trading in a great range, and with it trading around 41x, this thing is basing. Now, if you haven't been watching GoodRx, then you don't know that when GoodRx went public, it rocketed higher. It's a profitable company already. And if you don't know what GoodRx is, they offer those cheap pharmaceuticals where you can go to your pharmacy, load up the GoodRx app, and you can get all of your medications for a little bit cheaper. Well, at least that's what they claim. But I'll tell you what, they have millions of users. And if you've noticed, GoodRx is moving into all kind of telemedicine where you can go to GoodRx and you can actually get a doctor's visit using Zoom. Well, they were high flying. The stock fell off. It's an IPO, right? You're going to get Wall Street selling, taking profits, baby. And they'll come back to the stock later. Then you get the news that good old Amazon doing what it always does. When it enters a space, it absolutely shakes up its world. Remember when Amazon bought Whole Foods? All the grocery store chains like Kroger, their stock tanked because they thought Amazon was going to come in and really compete with them in the grocery sector. They really didn't. Now, with that said, Amazon has the ability to get into these smaller sectors, and they've always wanted to get into the pharmaceutical sector. With that said, they came out and said they're going to offer a competing product for Prime members, offering a service very similar to GoodRx. So the stock fell. And as you can see, it absolutely got rocked, but now it's rallying. And in fact, it's basing, and you can see as the news gets away from us, as Amazon doesn't mention it anymore, look, they may still be in the space and they may still offer a competing service. But Wall Street cares about the here and now, and they're not focused on that news, so GoodRx is getting some support. There's less sellers, the stock moves higher, and here we are. A great company with a $41 stock price. Now let's think about this for a second. Look at where the stock is trading now. If you know anything about how I trade, I always love to buy stocks when there's no fluff. Now sometimes we have to do that, but in most cases I'm always buying stocks that have peeled back. And I bet if I brought up the Keltner Channel mid right here, it's trading under the Keltner Channel mid. Keltner Channel represents a stock's trading range. I always talk about it because if you're buying your stocks under that Keltner Channel mid and you don't get any wacky news like Wynn did 2 years ago, chances are you're buying the stock with no fluff. We have more upside than downside. Okay, that's my idea. I stopped buying stocks when they were at their all-time highs. Do you remember when Apple split and the stock rocketed to 130? Everybody bought in at 130. I did a video right here on the channel where I told you to buy it at 110. And sure enough, it peeled back close to 110. Apple is now at 130 and those people are made whole again. But the point is, I buy my stocks with no fluff. And in this case, GoodRx looks like it has no fluff for me. So what I've done is this. I put it on my watch list and I'm watching it. So I want to let my members know. GoodRx is one of the stocks that I'm going to be watching for 2021 because I actually think GoodRx, if Amazon does not take over this space and they get so focused on other things, GoodRx is going to drift higher. It could go back to its post-IPO highs. It doesn't mean it's going to double. That doesn't mean it's going to rocket to 100. But if I can get it to steadily move sideways to higher, I can write some great covered calls. And as you can see, if I bought the shares right now at 41x and I sold the 45 strike, you can get, for 30 days, you can get a sweet $2.80. You do the cash on cash on that. That's what we're looking to do in a 30-day period. And that $2.80 is cash they deposit in our account today, okay? You have 100 shares, you get $280. You have 1,000 shares, right? You would get $2,800 deposited in your account for 30 days. You know what? That would achieve my modest $2,500 a month monthly goal. Hey, look, this is what I do for my members. You want to be a part of it? cptdashboard.com, click Upgraded Dashboard. Would love to welcome you aboard and give you the 1 month free offer. Check it out. All right. It's taken me this long to get to the stocks I'm going to use for my $120,000. So for those of you that have stuck around, I know you're motivated, you're excited. So let me give you some great stocks that I'm personally going to use. You know, these are not stocks that I'm just talking about to get you excited, but then I never trade them, right? Again, I don't make YouTube content to make that YouTube money. What I want to do is bring you real, usable information, and to be honest with you, to be accountable to it. Okay, that's why when I talked about Alibaba and Alibaba crashed, I felt obligated to come back and talk about how I'm feeling and what I'm doing with my Alibaba shares. Well, fast forward January 8th, 2021. I've got about $120,000 freed up. This is what I'm going to do with it. I am going to probably buy equal shares these companies I'm about to show you. Now, with that said, these stocks will be used to sell premium. Okay, that's what I do. So when I talk about stocks I'll be buying in 2021, well, if I bought them today, all I care about is the next 30 days. Chances are I'm going to use them again and again and again, and that's what I do. Right? When I buy some shares, I use them, we roll them, we put money on the table. I only care about the next 30 days, but these are the stocks I'm going to use right now with this $120,000. DraftKings is going to be one of my number one plays in 2021. Why? Because think about what's happening with the pandemic. States need revenue. They need revenue. So what you're going to find is that states are going to do things that they otherwise would have never thought to do. Those social ideas of the past, where, for example, legalizing marijuana, right? How many times did you hear the story that nobody wanted to legalize marijuana because it would ruin the fabric of society? Well, now, because they need revenues, guess what? They're legalizing marijuana. Sports betting online is going to be the same deal. Look, New York already came out and said they're going to probably do it. New Jersey already does it. This, to me, is the opportunity of 2021, because as we get the vaccines, as we try to get back to where we were, sports will be back, betting will become a big deal. And I'll tell you what, DraftKings is that perfect gateway to betting. Let me paint a picture here. Right now, DraftKings has a thing called fantasy football. They're in the fantasy sports betting world. Now, if you don't know what fantasy sports is, you go up, you open an account, you put money in, and then you're going to go ahead and pick players for your fantasy week, and you're competing against other people. Well, this is like betting, but it's done in a different way. Well, DraftKings is already set up to take sports bets. So not only are the people that are comfortable using DraftKings for their fantasy betting, they're going to have a great gateway to sports bet on those same teams they're watching. So my take for 2021 is that DraftKings will double. And in fact, I'm going to buy some leaps because I believe that's going to be the case. You want to be a part of the channel because I'm going to talk about that. I believe DraftKings from around $50 is actually going to double. So I want to be in the game. And as you can see, look at this trading right here. They rally it, they sell it off. Man, Wall Street can't get enough of DraftKings, and they can't stay away from it for any length of time. They pay huge covered call premiums. This thing is volatile, but I'll tell you this, I think its prospects keep this thing moving sideways to higher. We're able to write those out of the money strikes and make money all year long. DraftKings is my number one stock for 2021. Now, we've already talked about GoodRx and how I feel about this one. I truly believe GoodRx is in a spot where it has peeled off because of the Amazon news, but being that Amazon hasn't truly set up that business yet, and a lot of people use GoodRx, man, they have millions of subscribers, right? They, for the next 6 months to a year, if anything, benefit from the current infrastructure that they put in place. And with them now getting into that whole telemedicine, they're going to be growing their brand, growing their offerings, and they're going to be growing revenues, right? Which you know they're already a profitable business. I like GoodRx. It's cheap. You can get some great premiums for a 30-day trade. Now, I will say this, whereas DraftKings traded weekly covered calls, GoodRx only trades monthly. So you are stuck in 30 to 45 day trades. But hey, if you can get the kind of premiums that they offer, that's going to meet the 5 and 6% of our wheelhouse trade, right? As selling premium traders, we want to make 3% every 30 days. GoodRx is one of those companies that can exceed those monthly goals, and the stock trades for $41.81. Again, small ball players can get 200 shares, and if we did the trade that I showed members earlier, well, that would be $2.80 times 200. That right there is a $560 premium in our wallet right now. And look at the stock. The stock's trading at damn near 42. It was a 45 strike. That would be another $3 in stock appreciation, or another $600. If this stock finishes 30 days from now, you will have $1,100 on the table from this one trade. What do we do? What do we do? We do it again. We move on. Now look, that's a common theme with me. I do not do coulda, woulda, shoulda anymore. Yeah, I bought Nvidia at 140 and I sold it at about $212 writing a covered call. And trust me, I got tons of people hit me up saying, yeah, man, had you just held the shares, you're now holding shares at 540. Look, I gave that up a long time ago. My money, my selling premium portfolio does one thing. It generates income. It puts money on the table. If I lived in the coulda, woulda, shoulda world, I would be a broken man right now, emotionally, because I have literally played Adobe at 150, Nvidia at 150, Microsoft at 40, okay? So I can't be in the coulda, woulda, shoulda world. What I do is I focus on the next 30 days, selling premium, we move on. And we're moving on to Zillow. Zillow is a stock that I picked in December that would double. I'm on record as posting this on my Facebook group, ctpdashboard.com. Go there, follow my page. I always post up stuff, and this is one thing that I posted then in December. That Zillow, when it was trading at $103, that it would double in 2021. I explained that Zillow is a part of this sector where people do things online. If they can avoid interacting with people, they will. Zillow is a great place to research your next house, research your next property you're going to buy or rental property. And they don't have to talk to anybody. They get to see all the information, all the prices, they get to see all the pictures, and then when they're ready to act, they can actually contact a broker, right? They can actually get financing. Zillow is one of those companies that just fits right into the millennial mold. So what I do, I bought some shares, and I posted that I bought those shares at 103. It didn't take but 2 weeks before this thing was trading at 135. I actually couldn't believe it. And now with it trading at 152x, man, this thing is moving. I am going to pick up some shares here. Just the other day, it was trading for around 135, 138. So for me, that's the new window of support. If this thing over the next couple weeks can peel back into the 130s, I'm going to pick up more shares. As of right now, I do have shares. I have no calls written against it, but it is one of the stocks I'm going to buy with this $120,000. Now I'm going to leave you with one of my favorites. Pins is one of my favorite stocks. I have traded this in 2020 many times. Love writing cash secure puts at support. You know, if you've been watching my channel, that when Pins peels off, I love to sell the cash secure put a little bit under support with the hopes that it moves higher. A cherry picking cash secure put. And I have been very profitable. In fact, I have a 68 that expires today. I am knocking it down. I could probably go back and buy it for 1 penny. We have that cash, we move on. Pins is going to be one that I believe doubles as well. Now, I'm going to buy pins, 100 here, 100 there, for my buy and hold portfolio. I just believe that pins doesn't have the kind of competition that will put roadblocks in front of their revenue and profitability. Look, pins becomes a verb stock in 2020. You know, we're in the pandemic, you're walking at night with your family, you'll see that nice flower garden or fence or that great arts and craft display, and the first thing you'll say, I need to Pinterest that. For me, it's a verb stock. Verb stocks move higher. And I believe this one could double. If you remember, Wall Street was caught off guard. This thing was trading in the 30s. They announced earnings early in 2020, and the stock jumped 30+% in one day. Wall Street was put on notice, and they have been trading this thing sideways to higher. I absolutely see pins trading sideways to higher, and to be honest with you, if I had to guess, I think it doubles. Now, what am I going to do? I'm probably going to buy 500 shares here, write a covered call. When the stock falls back to support, I'm going to go ahead and do a cash secure put, maybe 1 notch, 2 notches below support, and then we'll see what happens. I'll probably trade up to 1,000 shares of pins throughout the year because I believe pins is one of the more bankable Keltner channel mid plays. This thing will trade above it, it'll trade at it, above it, at it. So what I'm going to do is use those supports to buy and sell. And what I'm going to really do, if the markets tank in 2021 for any reason, maybe it's just one day, 1 week, right? Fall some 10%, I'll be looking to buy some leaps on pins. Yeah, that's right. If the stock market falls and pins, being a tech company, is going to fall with it, this is the one I'm going to be looking to buying some leaps into 2023, playing the poor man's covered call. Now look, I know because of my YouTube analytics, you guys all leave right here. But see, if you left, you would not hear what I'm about to say. Number one, go to my website, ctpdashboard.com. If you want to be a part of any of this for 2021, I give you 1 free month offer. Look, that is the most affordable and, quite frankly, the most popular one I have. So I want you to do that. I also want you to post below the stocks you're using in your small ball account. I want to see the tickers below because what I want to do is do some research on them and get back to you. Let you know how I feel about them and share them with everybody on the channel. You hear all these people talk about, hey, give me some ideas on what videos I should do. Well, I don't need ideas because I show you my trades, we talk about them, and I trade a lot. But I would love to hear your trades so I can share them with all the channel. So do me a favor, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and down below, let me know what you're trading. Hey, look, I'm going to leave it right there. In 2021, be safe, be healthy. Most important, be lucky. Until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.